Hey, it's Steve Morrison from the Preston and Steve Show, and you're listening to Cinescape, changing the landscape of movie and TV news and reviews, whatever the hell that means.
Welcome to the Cinescape Podcast, where we're changing the landscape of movie and TV news and reviews. Happy Saturday, everybody. I am one of your hosts, Sean Harrigan, joined as always by a man who really needs no introduction, but I'm going to introduce him anyway. Bill the Thrill Tazzy. What's up, Billiam?
Hey, how are ya? Okay. What's going on?
That was interesting.
Yeah.
As we are getting ready for the show, we actually are going to be starting our show off with a very special guest. Somebody that I'm really excited to have on.
Yeah.
I've been a big fan of his for a number of years now.
How many years? You said a number.
A number. It could be 4, it could be 5, it could be longer.
Oh, okay.
But it is a number.
Okay.
We're just waiting for the okay, and we looks like we got it.
We've got the green light.
He is the man behind Schmoedown over at Collider as well. He is the current movie trivia Schmoedown champion of the world. We have Mr. Kristian Harloff calling in. Kristian, how's it going today, buddy?
What's going on, guys? That feels weird. It's a day later, and it's still pretty fresh.
Yeah, I was very, very excited to see you win that belt last night. I watched it actually after I got home from your buddy Mark Ellis's stand-up show here in Philly last night. So
that hack.
Yeah, he put on a good show, and then a double dose of Schmo's goodness there watching you win that title. So congratulations. How's it feel?
Thanks, man. It felt good. I mean, it's you play someone like Dan Murrell, and I said it in the pre and post interview. You go in against Dan Murrell just wanting to show that you know your stuff, not really expecting to win. And those questions were tough that they put together in that one. I think Dan and I both kind of struggled, but we both played such a defensive game that I just happened to get one that I knew because I watch a lot of Disney movies with my daughter, so I knew that answer at the end, and it kind of paid off.
Yeah, my wife and I usually play along at home answering questions as the game is going on, which is always a lot of fun. But I've found myself sitting there not knowing the majority of the answers to those questions. So that was definitely championship caliber questions that were asked.
Yeah, it was tough, but it was fun. So I mean, that's the championship match. So you gotta always be prepared.
Now, as we're on the topic of the Schmoedown, we're also right around the corner from not only the singles tournament, but we're going to be getting geared up for the team championships as well. What are your predictions for that match as we look for a contender to take on the Patriots?
Oh man, that's a tough one because here's the thing with the predictions on that. So you got team.
Hello, Kristian, do you still have it? Hello.
WWE Attitude Era, those two. The thing is, I think Action, Ben and Drew are the evolution of what I want is the Schmoedown to be. And what I mean by that is not only the guys who can sell the story and sell the character, but they're students of the game. They pay attention to old matches, to history, to what came before them. They listen to everything. They listen to all the shows that cover the Schmoedown, and they really study, and they've gotten significantly better. I mean, yeah, their trash talk is good, but their knowledge, it does. I mean, Ben, when I talk to Ben, he says he studies, and you go, why do you study trivia? You'd be surprised by the way that this kid has done it, and he's gotten significantly better. And Andrew's really smart too, so I don't count them out, but it's just hard to look at that brick wall of knowledge that they're staring at with Sam Levine and Drew McWeeny, who's been on fire. I mean,
yeah,
two perfect rounds. Drew McWeeny did 2 perfect rounds in the first round, plus the bonus, and 2 back-to-back. No one's ever done that. I don't know if anyone ever will do that again. I am going to pick above the line, but I'm not going to do it saying it's a sure shot. I think that Team Action could easily win it, and I wouldn't be surprised. But wouldn't the Smack Talk be glorious at the Spectacular if it was Action versus the Patriots?
Oh my God, it'd be so much fun to listen to and to watch. As we are on the topic of the Schmoedown, you did have a fan team in your tournament with Late to the Party coming in from Arizona. So a question that I've had regarding fan teams and fan associations, have you ever had any kind of thoughts about having more fan teams being able to get into the league in some capacity, maybe like having national tournaments around the country to maybe win and have a chance to come out to play you guys or anything like that?
I've 100% thought about that. But the way it's funny because there's kind of a mix and match of both of what you just said. Part of my idea of what I want to do is exactly that, is to be able to tour and have different leagues, very similar to what they used to do back in the 70s and 80s with touring wrestling. There's a lot of untapped talent out there, and not just people who know a lot about movies. There's a lot of personalities. There's a lot of people who are just natural on the mic, and there's a lot of different things. Remember, if everybody was good at, like, there's people out there in regards to wrestling that are really good on the mic, but maybe just can't do stuff maybe physically. You don't have to do that with movie trivia. You just have to. You really only need to be good at know movies and be good on the mic. And I'm sure there's tons of people out there that are able to do that. So I'd love to do that. The other thing that I want to do, and it's a goal of mine, I want to do something very similar to what UFC and the WWE did with Tough Enough and The Ultimate Fighter, and that's placing two of our superstars of the movie trivia Schmoedown. Let's say it's JTE and Roca, and taking some fan teams and making a competition where you have people battle it out, and the last two people standing, and whoever wins gets like a 3-fight contract inside of the movie trivia Schmoedown with a potential chance to fight at one of the big, quote unquote pay-per-views that we do.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. My co-host Bill and I, we do our own trivia competition league that's taking some liberties from you guys, but we have a lot of fun with it. Sometimes we do well, sometimes we don't, but that's the name of the game. So I know we would definitely both be game for that, to come out to California to play you guys. So yeah, maybe keep us in mind in the future.
Absolutely. Well, if you guys are around, we'll talk off air about the if you're ever in LA and you want to come by one of the big events, then you should come by the studio and check it out.
Yeah, definitely. It sounds like fun.
We're issuing a challenge right now, Kristian. That's where we're at right now.
Well, we actually have. We posted a video to YouTube a month or so ago.
Yeah.
Open challenge to anybody in the league.
Open challenge next summer in the Octagon.
Right. So that's the trick. I tell you, I'm flattered by that type of stuff, because whether it's you guys or other fans or people who, I actually just got a message today from a pretty well-known actor who says he watches the show and he wants to be in the team. And I didn't even know he watched it. I'd never even spoken to him before. And he wants to get into the league. So it's flattering that now all these people are starting to find it and want to kind of throw their hat in the ring, because I think that's because it's not just about movies. It's a show. It's personality. It means something. And I said that to Dan yesterday in the post. I said, winning that championship, because when you hear it, people who are listening to this right now, like, what are these guys talking about? Is it movie trivia? It's like you can easily have that thought, but it's once you get into the investment of it, and once you realize that there's so much more to it, that it's a show and not just a competition,
right,
that you can be invested in anything as long as the people give you stuff to care about. I mean, that's the beauty of storytelling in general, whether it's television, whether it's, movies. Is if you care about certain things, certain people, rooting, and that's what sports are built on in general. It's like, I'm a baseball fan, but I recognize that most people, if they didn't grow up with a baseball team to root for, they will find baseball dull or boring. I don't, because I was born and raised on the Yankees, so I'm always following them. But there are people that if you are invested in someone, whether it's the Team Action or a Dan Merle, and you care about what's happening, and I can give you some fun little scripted storylines getting to that, that's what I hope to give to people, that it's like, okay, this is fun, and this is a competition, and I can watch this weekly.
Yeah, it's definitely so much fun. Not only following along with the actual questions themselves, but seeing the pre and post interviews, all the trash talking that goes along with it. I mean, it really is a nice spectacle, and it's a lot of fun. And yeah, I've certainly enjoyed it since you guys started it in 2014 back on just the Schmoes. Speaking of, you guys just aired your 300th episode the other day. Congratulations on that one.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's pretty crazy that we hit 300. It kind of snuck up on us too, because I didn't even know. At one point, I wasn't kidding. On the show, we have on our podcast YouTube channel, we have the SK Plus channel. One of our shows is the After Schmo, to where Ryan Snelling and Jay Williams kind of break down everything that happened on the show during that week. And those guys were talking on. And I wonder what they're going to do for their 300. I bet you. I don't even know if they have anything planned. And I didn't even tell them this. Truth is, we didn't. And it was like, as I was listening to it, I'm like, yeah, we really got to get this together and kind of figure it out. And we started putting out the calls to some of the old people that have been on the show, and it just kind of turned into a little party. And it honestly was the best version of that show that I could have hoped for. It was a lot of nostalgia. There's a lot of just free form conversation, and it was a blast.
Now, we just actually, our last episode was our first birthday episode. So, I mean, we're kind of in, the same headspace with that, looking back over the course of the year, all the cool things that we've gotten to do. What are some of your favorite moments of, you guys doing your show? It could be either most recent or going way far back.
I mean, I would go back. So, for people who are listening to me for the first time, we kind of took a fun thing out of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and every time we either moved studios or had something monumental happen, we switched in phases. So when we were over at AfterBuzz Studios, or we're recording from AfterBuzz Studios, which is run by Kevin Undergar and Maria Menounos, that was during what we called Phase 5, and we had some great guests at that time. But I'm a Star Wars guy, so when Mark Hamill called in, and not only did I I taught Mark Hamill about Star Wars canon on air, which was incredible.
Yeah, I remember watching that episode.
It was amazing. And then, not only that, he did the Joker voice that, and did something kind of personalized for the Schmoes. And that's, to this day, our opening is Mark Hamill doing the Joker's voice, leading you into the show. Yeah. So, I mean, that's got to be one of the main things. I think, like I've always said, that I'm a big Howard Stern fan, and I always wanted to have a crew that was around me that would have fun. And if personal things came up that we would talk about off air, that we'd talk about it on air. And if arguments kind of came up and things started happening, to air it on there. And we've done that in the past. I mean, Bonnie Summerall and I have certainly gotten into some fights in the past on the air that I thought were really fun.
I always like those ones.
Yeah, Copster and JTE would always kind of yell at each other, and now Copster and Beardo are going at it. And I think what the amount of guests, I mean, the late director of Episode 9, Colin Trevorrow, was on one time when he was doing Jurassic World, and we had a nice interview with him that I thought was really good, and he opened up to us pretty well. I think there's just so many different moments and just fun times. I mean, one of our first episodes of Phase 3 on the Toad Hop Network was when Katie Sackhoff and Sean Astin and Jeremy Johns were all on together, and it was just it just felt like, okay, we got something special here. This is a fun conversation. People could be talking about movies, could be talking about how hammered McCougan was at the bar last night, and now we found him passed out on the highway.
Yeah, we've had Makuga on one of our shows before. He's a fun guy to talk to. But you did allude to the late Colin Trevorrow. I wanted to pick your brain on that. I know you've been very vocal both on Jedi Council this week and Movie Talk and Schmoes. But I don't want to rehash things too much. But with Colin Trevorrow leaving, just tell our listeners what your thoughts are on JJ coming back to direct Episode 9.
Well, I mean, I'll start it by saying that I'm a big fan of The Force Awakens. I've been on record, and I'll continue to be on record saying that it is my third favorite Star Wars film. I go Empire is my first, and then I go New Hope, and then I go to The Force Awakens. And I think that what JJ did and what JJ was brought in to do in The Force Awakens was there's certainly a young generation out there and good for them that love the prequels. And I understand how that they could, because they were raised on it. That's what they saw. There's some really good stuff inside the prequels as far as storytelling goes. There really is, but it wasn't a universal love of all Star Wars fans. There was a sour taste in some of the older Star Wars fans' mouths, and what they needed was someone that was going to make you familiar with what you used to love about the franchise. Bring back nostalgia, bring back the feels, and that's what J.J. Abrams was brought in to do, and that's what he accomplished. Whether or not you think it is a rehash of Episode 4 or not, he created brand new characters inside of that particular episode with some familiar themes. There's no doubt about it, and I could have done without Starkiller Base, but for overall, the movie itself delivered. Now, what Rian Johnson has been brought in to do is to now elaborate on those characters and to elaborate on that story and to give us more depth, so that we forget that there's so much of that familiarity from the original trilogy, and now let it stand on its own as its new trilogy. So what I'm scared of with J.J. Abrams coming back is he has traditionally not been someone who has executed. He is great in bringing in ideas. He is great in starting ideas, whether it's, Cloverfield, or even Super 8, the first half of it's done very well, but Lost. There's so many different things that he has started. Star Trek, so many things he started, but he just hasn't completed. So I'm nervous that it was a safe choice because they couldn't get Rian Johnson back, so they reached out to JJ. But that being said, I understand why they did it. They want to shoot in January. They want to get this thing done, as opposed to going out with someone who doesn't know the franchise, doesn't know the characters. They went out and got JJ. I understand it. It's just something that I wish Rian Johnson would have said yes.
Yeah. Do you think Kathleen Kennedy is maybe too overbearing, or the right kind of the person that you want calling all these shots?
It's hard to say. I mean, because we're not in the rooms. You certainly have to call it what it is, and there are issues there have been issues with her and directors and writers since she took over.
Yeah, Lord Miller,
Josh Trank, Gareth Edwards. I mean, even in the beginning, there were rumors that she had issues with JJ. There's a lot of different rumors going on, but I emphasize this on Schmoes and on Movie Talk. This is a business. So it doesn't matter how many problems are happening behind the scenes, and even if they are public, if she's delivering, if she's winning ball games, she's going to be there for a long time. So if Han Solo comes out, and after this disaster of a mess that it was, if it comes out and Ron Howard saves the day, and it is because from all accounts, there's not, and I've heard from people on the inside, I've heard from rumors, I've read websites, and they all say the same thing, that the Han Solo script was one of the best scripts written for Star Wars ever. And it was Kasdan, who knows Han Solo in and out, and everyone loved the script. Now, if they went back, and if you believe all the rumors, and Ron Howard reshot about 85 or 90% of the film, and he shot that script, and that script turns out to be the best Star Wars movie and makes this kid Alden Reich a brand new star in your new Han Solo, no one's going to care about whether or not Kathleen Kennedy got along with Lord Miller. They'll talk about it, but no one will care because it will be yet another win.
Yeah, absolutely. So we just have a couple more months to wait until we get Episode 8. We know that Episode 9 moved back to a December release date off of that May original date. But, the jury's out on what we will be seeing with these upcoming spin-off stories as well, with Han Solo, whatever other ones we get. But, yeah, it should be interesting. So hopefully, Kathleen Kennedy and everybody at Lucasfilm can really put the pedal to the metal and give us exactly what we're all hoping for.
Yeah, I'll give you guys a little inside information. Something's amazing right now is that I'm sitting in my car talking to you, and I swear to God, there's a guy that looks just like Tommy Wiseau. It's not him, but it sure looks like him.
Get him on the phone.
I'm going to get some groceries, Lisa.
Oh, that's great. Kristian, before I let you go, I just wanted to thank you again so much, not only for calling in today, but being one of my personal inspirations for getting our own show going. You know, like I said, I've been watching you guys over at Schmoes and Collider subsequently as well for a number of years now. So I just wanted to say thank you for everything that you guys do over there. I really love and appreciate all your work, and definitely hope to maybe link up again in the future.
I appreciate that very much, guys. Thank you for having me on. Thanks for the kind words, and hope the rest of the show goes well. And thanks for inviting me on.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for coming on. Anytime. We will talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right, we had Kristian Harloff over from Schmoedown and Collider. Bill stepped away to use the restroom. Mike, some interesting tidbits about some Star Wars here. So, what are your feelings? Are you aware of any of these, behind the scenes dealings going
I've
on?
actually, you know how I know about the goings on behind the scenes with
From
all this
following
stuff?
the Cinescape Facebook
No,
page?
actually, from listening to Preston and Steve.
Ah.
So I know about it by listening to them every single morning, and I hear about the goings ons behind the scenes, and the drama behind the scenes, and it's kind of crazy. But I don't know. My thoughts is just it's been so great. Recently, I just hope that they keep doing great episodes. I mean, Jar Jar. Just as long as Jar Jar never happens again, I'm happy.
See, here's the only way I want to see Jar Jar pop back up.
If that kind of speaks volumes, as long as that doesn't happen again.
If they show Jar Jar in any of the upcoming films, as long as it's his death scene, totally fine. I will watch it. I will.
Do you know how much the fan community would probably cheer and
Oh my God.
It'd be so epic if they just showed a trailer with him being shot and just dying.
Rejoining the show is co-host Bill Tazzi here. We were just talking about your upcoming death. But Mike, you just referenced the Preston and Steve show on 93.3 WMMR here in Philadelphia. If you checked out our show last week, you would have seen one of the two namesakes from the show in our studio to celebrate our first birthday in Mr. Steve Morrison. So when they got back into the studio on Tuesday after Labor Day, if you were listening around the 10 o'clock hour, they actually gave us a shout out on their show, and I have the audio from it. Are you ready for it?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's fucking hear that shit.
On Sunday, I went and did the Cinescape podcast. These guys, Sean and Bill, do it out of Toxic Radio Studios, and went in and did an hour-long, genre-based show. Talked about everything from it to sci-fi to TV to whatever. And they're really great guys. They have a passion for doing this stuff, and
He's a liar.
And they put on the show a lot. It's picking up some steam. And I sent the link over to Nick of the YouTube video of the session. It was a lot of fun. And so check out their site if you're into anything genre related. These guys are hitting these topics, and they do a good job.
I want to see it. The video's up now. You can see it.
I just sent it over to Nick. Yeah,
excellent, man.
There we go.
All right, we need to do the Bizarre Five.
We got a butt plug on the Preston and Steve show.
You were just mentioning. I'm sorry to interrupt you. You were just mentioning how your last guest was an inspiration to you.
Yes.
Preston and Steve were a huge inspiration to me to start Toxic Radio.
Well, I mean, if you were here last week, you would have heard us.
I was
Googling over Steve.
I was, dude. I would have fanboyed like crazy for him. I would have marked out. But I was actually at a wedding for our good friend Fishman, who's also works with us here at Toxic Radio. His daughter was getting married, and I'm glad I lowered down your soundboard right there. But I heard, there you go, do it again.
Oh, good for you.
So I was at a wedding for Fishman's daughter. I'm sitting there at the reception of the wedding. It is the daddy-daughter dance, and it's one of my best friends sitting there dancing with his daughter who just got married, and I'm sitting there with the phone up to my ear listening to the Cinescape while they have Steve from Preston and Steve on.
See, that's the kind of dedication we get from our chief engineer producer here.
Dude, I actually got pulled aside by Fishman at his wedding going, it's my fucking daughter's wedding. What are you doing?
You could have been doing something way worse to get in trouble for. So
that is true. That is
right,
true.
like you and
dude, that's my fucking daughter. Why are you touching her like that?
You and Amanda could have been, doing anal or something
Wow.
over by the hors d'oeuvres.
You really went as hardcore as you could with that one, huh?
That's why they call him Too Far Tazzy.
I'm
But
too
no,
far Tazzy, man. That's what happens.
It was an epic show. It was really great. You definitely, people listening to this show, if you haven't checked it out, go check it out on iTunes, Stitcher, on the toxicradio.net website. What?
How good are the microphones in the studio? Are they going to pick up like ambient noises too? Because Bill just let loose a giant rip.
We luckily have technology in here
I hope that makes it on.
where where that will be muffled and will be taken out in post.
We'll get the director's cut after.
What wasn't that?
The director's cut. Get it? Hey!
I'm getting hit up by a man who's actually listening to the show right now, who's yelling, "Wait a second, we were supposed to be doing anal at the wedding."
Lube up, honey.
Don't bullshit me.
Before we get into our actual show today,
Yeah.
I had a couple of things that I wanted to bring up. One is a gripe, and one is the opposite of a gripe.
Okay.
Which one do you want to hear first?
I don't care.
Well, pick one.
The opposite.
Okay, so last night, as I said when Kristian was just on the line with us, I got to go see performing stand-up over at Punchline Philly.
Right.
Mark Ellis, who is also the co-host of the Schmoedown show and hosts Collider Movie Talk.
Yeah.
Got to see him perform his set, and
Right.
not only did my wife Crystal and I get to go see him, but he actually left tickets for us at the box office as
What a
being on his
wow.
guest list. So not only did we get to go see him and get to go for free, but we got to meet up with him afterwards for a couple minutes. I got a picture with him.
That's what's up.
It's up on our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff that you can go check out right now. But we also got to talk for a couple minutes, and got to relay some of the same things that I said to Kristian about how much that I love his show and things like that, and how much I think he's great, yada yada yada. But it just really goes to show that these guys, not only do they love what they do, but they love this medium so much that they're willing to go out of their way to talk to people like us or other podcasters or show hosts or whatever it may be. Because they all started from the same places that everybody else like us do.
Right, from the bottom.
Started from the bottom, now we're over there. Isn't that how it goes?
Wow.
I don't think that's it.
I think that's how that song goes. So that's my good plug. Again, thank you, Mark Ellis. I know you're performing a couple sets tonight at Punchline Philly as well as tomorrow.
Did you get his phone number?
No, I didn't.
I was gonna say we could just call him.
Yeah, well, I mean,
And be like, hey, what are you doing? This is the Cinescape. Remember us?
It's 3 a.m. You're not doing a show.
Yeah, like what's going on? You want to grab like a slice?
it turns I actually just drunkenly emailed him the other night, and he said he would leave tickets for me, so it was pretty cool.
Nice.
But the opposite of the good thing.
Mike in the
gripe-
chat room just said he wants anti-gripe.
Oh, Mike who? Who's this Mike? It's not our Mike, is it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Guanaguaro.
So
I always say his name wrong. It's I've known him for years, and I always say his name wrong. I just want to say buongiorno.
So
He-
that
yeah,
was
he's
the
Italian.
that was the anti-gripe.
I'll let him correct me later.
The gripe.
So what's gripe?
So in a couple of weeks, New York Comic Con is coming up.
Right.
Are you aware of this?
Yeah, we've discussed this.
So
Is this what we were trying to set up?
Yeah. Well, I thought I did have it set up.
So can I help you out here with the story? So for the audience members. So as the Cinescape is a
uberly popular show.
Yeah, and Nick Baffa just says he loves me in the weirdest way. So
I love you like that too.
Yeah. So for the audience, for the setup of Sean's gripe here. So when things come into town, events and such, we are on the spectrum of being
Autism.
Yes, autism.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Matt Damon.
So we have enough credibility that we can
Street cred.
Yeah, that we
got the
can.
street cred.
We got street cred that we can apply at venues for certain press passes.
We got in the Wizard World for
Yeah.
or I did.
Well, you did. Pussy. And so,
Billy.
so fast forward to now, the fall, where we got New York Wizard World Comic Con.
It's not Wizard World.
It's not Wizard World?
It's part of the Comic Con International.
Oh, it's Comic Con International. Okay, so Comic Con, International, is going to be in New York in October, and so Sean, you went and did the normal thing of applying through the special press passes on the website, and everything seemed to be going great, and then
it seemed to be going really great because a couple of days ago I got an email saying that I had been approved,
right,
that my badge would be sent in the mail in a few days. I got a barcode.
You even relayed me a screenshot. You're like, yo, we're
I
in.
sent you a picture of it. I also filled out one for you as well. A day or so later, I got another email from them as well, though, basically saying that they fucked up and that I was not granted a press badge for the event. There was some kind of a system error, and they apologized and offered me like a one-day thing to get in for free on a Thursday, the Thursday of Comic-Con, which I'll be working.
Comic-Con International, how is it that your system is so fucking broken that we, two guys plus an extra testicle over here in the corner, that we have a fully functional movie, television, entertainment podcast that foots about 12,000 listeners a month? Okay, we're here live right online right now, where we have viewers in the room watching me rant right now in support of this cause, and all we want is some goddamn press passes so we can walk around your event, maybe go up to a few people and just ask them how their day's going or some shit like that, and be done. No, we're going to go ahead and approve you for these passes and then turn around and say, oh, I'm sorry, we fucked up. Our system had an error and you weren't supposed to get those fucking passes.
Shouldn't it be like the Monopoly chance card, like bank errors in your favor, collect $50?
And what kind of consolation is that? Oh, we'll give you one pass on a Thursday when no one wants to be there in general because people have fucking lives and they work.
Yeah.
You know, what the fuck? Just give us the press pass. Let us do our thing and be professional, and let's fucking have this out. Do I need to come down?
It really pisses me off to no end.
It really pisses me off that I'm getting so bent right now because International
Jordan's getting upset.
Comic-Con got your head up your asses, and you know what? You can't let fucking real people come in and have a good time. You know?
Serenity now!
Insanity later. Oh my god, dude! What
Did these people, like, maybe they checked out your Snapchat and went, nah.
I don't even use Snapchat.
I use Snapchat.
That's where I was going with this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe they saw my dog taking a crap and then seen the crap
Well,
go
thanks a
back
lot,
up.
Ivy.
Yes,
And then the crap
it's your
went-
dog's fault.
And then the crap went back up in reverse. But it's just fucking bullshit. Like,
it hurt my feelings.
like there should be some kind of disclaimer, some kind of disclaimer that says, we're gonna give away, this many passes, like we have cred. Look we got websites, we got
Multiple
websites, Cinescape,
We actually do.
Cinescape. We got a broadsword hanging off the wall right here. You know what I mean? We got a puppet over here that looks like our producer. Like, obviously, nobody just goes and does these things, but we have them, and it's quality.
You guys
stuff.
had the guy from American Pie on your show.
I'm seeing Nicholas.
Yeah, he'll be there, of course.
You guys were the #1 show and Nostalgia Fest.
Right, and Nostalgia Fest.
Yeah, we kicked that place's
They
ass.
gave you press passes.
Right,
Yeah.
we were there. We got the most exclusive coverage there, you know what I mean?
We got the only coverage there.
Well,
Besides the police.
Thank you.
I mean, so if there's anything that validates us other than me pulling out my balls right now. And
yeah, don't do that.
Is that a thing?
Can I do it?
Don't make that a thing.
Don't make it a thing.
Nah,
Don't.
It's going up on YouTube later.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and Baffa says he's so aggressive. I'm so turned on.
I'm today's modern male.
No, I'll tell you what. To be honest, a company like that, yes, do errors happen? Absolutely. If it was an error, if they didn't just change their mind or
that's
say
a big error to say, hey, here you go, and then
you know what you do? You know what you do? It was our error, our bad. You still had the press
you gotta honor
passes.
it.
Make it right.
Because it wasn't your fault.
No.
It was theirs.
I didn't say that I got.
I would honestly write a letter.
Amanda said, "Give that puppet a chair." But no, as a company, and you know what? It makes them look better. It makes them look good.
This puppet makes you look better.
I know it does.
It looks just like you.
Girl, chicks like the puppet more than me. No, but it makes them look better. I mean, hell, you made a mistake. If it was a mistake,
we should hold him.
Honor
to this
that mistake.
Yeah, you know what? You know what I have to do?
Son of a bitch must pay.
Exactly. You know what I have to do at my job when you know something gets fucked up on the company's behalf?
You gotta give them money out of your own wallet?
Not my own wallet, but the company's wallet. You know what I mean? Like, I have to make things right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was an error. It shouldn't have happened, but you make it right.
Yes.
So I think the only way for International Comic-Con to make this right is saying, yes, we fucked up, but we're going to go ahead and give you those press passes. Not say, hey, we're going to give you a general admission on a Thursday so you can see fucking C. Thomas Howe sit there drinking fucking Coors Light looking depressed. Like,
that's what he did at Wizard World.
Yeah, exactly.
We already saw that.
I already saw that trick. Dick.
So, yeah, I just had to voice my distaste for, you know, the flavor in my mouth from that series of emails.
Yeah, it's like a really bad cum shot. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Just,
my God.
Like
this rant is brought to you by Rolling Rock.
Oh, my.
Like, you know, somebody just ate like Bazinga. What?
Bazinga'd you.
Bazinga.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we got some good, some bad, and a little bit of in between there. Holy shit, we're rolling along, and we're actually going to get into the show stuff now. Are you ready for this one? We are going to get into our TV buzz this week, where we're going to highlight some of the biggest news stories. I just really have one that I want to bring up. Jim Carrey is making his return to television for the first time since In Living Color, with a new half-hour comedy series titled Kidding that will air on Showtime. Synopsis of the show reads that Carrey plays a character named Jeff, a.k.a. Mr. Pickles, an icon of children's television, a beacon of kindness and wisdom to America's impressionable young minds, and the parents who grew up with him, who also anchors a multi-million-dollar branding company, blah, 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 blah.
I wish you guys had his little rant that he did at Fashion Week, which was
yeah, did you see that? Did you play that on your show?
No, I want to play it tomorrow at my show, but yeah, it's fantastic.
He is out of his mind, right? Like, he was bonkers.
No, he did that rant,
but he was bonkers.
And I looked over at Amanda, I was like, I agree with him.
He's serious.
No, I agree with him.
Right.
Like, he's on another level, that the level he's on, I'm like, I'm with him.
Well, you know, the whole thing, like, stems now from the whole shit with the fucking girl that died.
Yeah.
That he was seeing, because apparently he gave her an STD and she fucking killed herself.
I don't think it stems from that.
No, but
there's a video online of him, like, with his downtime, he started painting.
Yeah.
And all that kind of shit. I think it more is with that, with his downtime with the celebrity, put that all together with the girlfriend.
Right.
That had that whole thing. That's the soup that created Crazy Jim.
I like soup.
And I love Crazy Jim because Crazy Jim.
Stroganoff?
Crazy.
Stop it!
If you had to make with Crazy Jim, we have to find, if you got the aux cord, you might be able to do it. But if anybody goes and checks out that rant,
yeah,
I want to know what kind of soup causes that rant.
Maybe a minestrone.
It might be something spicy.
I think it's spicy.
Maybe
I think it's spicy,
like a gazpacho.
Maybe a sweet and sour soup. Maybe from, like, a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah,
LSD soup.
Maybe like a red snapper. I don't know.
A red snapper.
Yeah.
But that rant, it's beautiful. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll have to find it and post it to our Facebook page.
Yeah, we'll do that.
That's really the only news story that I have for you. But Bill, while we're on our TV segment, I wanted to pick your brain about American Horror Story. Here we got season 7, which is Cult. So we're getting clowns, political stuff.
Right.
We've had 2 episodes so far. What are your thoughts on these 2?
Listen, as the president, I don't like the show. Okay, portraying me in a very negative way. Oh no! I know that's not who I am. But. Yeah, you know what? This season, it's funny. I was just talking with a client of mine earlier today in Wawa, and we were just saying, his daughter got him into the show a couple seasons ago, and he was watching this one, and he's like, I don't really like it so far. I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of like right there with you. I'm like, I wanna like it. I'm still open and stuff like that, but I'm just it's just really
not very good.
Nah, yeah, it's not moving the way I
it's
expected.
not going anywhere right now.
I'm just but you know what? Maybe at the same time, maybe that's the same loop that we're being thrown through as a country too. We're being distracted right now. There's a lot of different things going on, pulling us in different directions. Maybe that's a parallel of the show that, we're being pulled in all these different directions. It's distraction. It's, seeing what's in front of you, but not seeing the real truth. And I honestly, would hope that that's maybe, how this show is going to evolve and progress as the season moves on, because that's what our country is going through right now. It's going through this mass divide. It's playing on fears. We're not we don't want to hate anybody, but we're
There's hate in your heart, let it out.
There's good man Clayton Bigsby said, but we're very self-destructive in our nature, and so it's very easy to play into those fears. So all in all, the season right now, not really know where it's taking us, but I'm gonna stick with it and see how it unfolds.
Yeah, I echo a lot of the same sentiments that you just talked about. I feel like they're trying to capitalize in a way with the the current political state.
Oh, absolutely,
obviously, that's been going on since Donald Trump has been elected as president.
Hey, lesbians!
Yeah.
Wow.
That's one of the lines.
Okay.
We're allowed
it's
to
like, hey, lesbians!
Somebody said it on TV, so we're allowed to say it too.
Oh, is that how this works?
Yeah.
That and with the whole clown thing. Now, Bill, you know, and we've iterated on the show that I'm terrified of clowns.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to talk more about that later when we get into our It discussion.
You're terrified of clowns too?
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Hey!
Like, I feel like they just added that in to coincide with the release of It to, obviously capitalize off of the popularity of it because they could see it coming from a mile away.
I don't know about that, though. I mean...
Because you're bringing up a character in Twisty that we've seen before and didn't really have too much of a bearing on the show and what they've shown.
I don't really see any tie-in with it, though. I mean, it doesn't really...
just the release dates of the season
the
and
timing
the movie.
of it is
I think it's
similar,
it's
but
a grab
I don't really think it does anything for each other.
Well,
yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Yeah, I just don't. I haven't been impressed. Ooh, relax.
What the hell?
Bill's chair's falling down.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't been too impressed with these first 2 episodes. I understand that Sarah Paulson's character is being portrayed that the way it's been written, but she is so fucking annoying that it's aggravating.
Yeah,
Her name is Sarah Paulson.
Yeah, She was married to Robert Paulson.
So, but it's
but she's a lesbian. So probably not.
What's just tough too is like I feel like her character is as frantic of a mess that she is. I feel like too much of what's going on is like playing on her shoulders. And I mean, she's a great actress, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like it's a little overkill with like how much like just seeing her on the screen emotionally is exhausting.
Like, enough already.
So to have her like, you know, just so heavily involved in everything, like it becomes too much.
Right.
Just you want to see her killed already.
Yeah. Speaking of overkill, we're gonna go overtime today, Mike. So that's gonna be okay with you.
It's overtime. Is it now overtime? I mean, when you do it every single week.
We didn't do it last week. Well, we did. Never mind.
I was gonna say.
But yeah, as the season goes along, hopefully it'll start to pick up a little bit, and they'll do some cooler things, except showing her running around her bedroom scared of nothing.
Right.
But there's actually another show that I wanted to talk about today.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen this on like Facebook recently, but it looked like it was like a fake trailer for a show on Netflix.
It's the Netflix
with the dicks.
The dicks.
The guy spray painting dicks on all the cars in the teacher's parking lot of the school, and it had the feel of like a fake trailer, just you know, something for fun, like something like Funny or Die.
Well, one of the actors looked like one of the guys from 22 Jump Street. So
I'm not sure, but it's actually a real show. My wife Crystal and I were flipping through Netflix last night, and it shows up at the the forefront there. It's called American Vandal, and I forget what the tagline reads, but it's like something period dicks. And
I'm in.
We both looked at each other like, is this actually a real thing? Dicks. So it's like a true crime kind of documentary style story of this kid who gets accused of spray painting huge red dicks on teachers.
I love this kid.
Cars in the parking lot of their school, and they're going through and trying to either prove or disprove the case. I forget how many episodes it is, like 8 to 10, something like that. I actually wound up falling asleep during it last night because we put it on at like 1 o'clock.
You fell asleep to dicks?
Yeah, but I can't wait to continue watching it because it was absolutely hilarious. They're like interviewing like some of the teachers and stuff about it, and this one old lady, she's like, and I had to drive home with a big penis on my car, and the kids in the neighborhood are all staring at me.
I want to adopt this kid.
Like, it's absolutely hysterical the way that they're doing it. So if you do have Netflix, make sure you go in and check out American Vandal. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more of that show.
You know what else comes out this Sunday?
What?
So we got season 2 of Vice Principals on HBO.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
Did you watch the first season?
I did. It's quite hilarious.
Oh my god,
yeah.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's I mean, Danny McBride is so awesome the way he delivers his lines and his personality, and you can see shades of his characters and everything that he does. But he's a little watered down in this, not too over the top like a Kenny Powers and Eastbound and Down, but it's still absolutely hilarious. The only unfortunate thing is that the second season is the final season. So we're only gonna get 2 seasons of that, but hopefully he can think up another crazy idea with his partner David Gordon Green that we're also going to be talking about when we get into our movie segment here. So we are going to go ahead and flip our scripts.
Real quick,
I already flipped it though.
I know
it's already been flipped.
No, but this has to do within the flipping here.
Okay,
so
I don't have to flip it back.
It's within the flip.
Yeah, it's within the flip.
It's in the middle of the flip.
So when we had Kristian on the show, this director's name, he said it in a manner that I never heard before, and then you proceeded to use the same pronunciation as him.
Tommy Wiseau?
What?
You were in the bathroom at that time. Who else? Colin Trevorrow?
Yes. So, I mean, I've only heard Trevorrow.
Well, you've heard wrong.
Yep.
Yeah, but I've heard you say it before, so
I've never said that.
yeah, you have.
He flips it.
Yeah, I'm the flipper. I know.
Yeah, you're a flip-flopping son of a bitch. You know what I mean? How can you go around flip-flopping between names? You know, first you're calling Trevorrow. Now you hear some guy who's on Collider, and now you're Trevorrow, and then back to Trevorrow next week. Oh my God!
I don't think Bill knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I know. Pull up the clips. Pull up the clip.
Is that another rant? It's
Yeah,
brought
it's
to you
not-
by Rolling Rock.
Yeah, it's rolling rants.
All right. Well, we did talk about the Colin Trevorrow Star Wars news already, so we're gonna skip right
Oh,
over
my
that
God.
one. But oh my.
Wow.
By the way, me and Amanda, my girlfriend. No.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Anyway, we do wow throughout the house all day long.
Well, you're welcome.
She'll say something, I'll go, wow.
We have news coming out of the Fox Marvel camp that Fox is officially moving forward with an X-Force film, landing director Drew Goddard, who will also be writing the script. The film will revolve around Deadpool and Cable leading a Black Ops team. No release date has been made available as of yet. So we got Deadpool 2 coming out soon, which will also feature Cable. So we're going to have a full team up with some other mutants that are going to be carefully selected for this film. Bill, X-Force, what are you expecting? What are you expecting?
X-Force, I'm expecting basically the more action heavy X-Men film that we kind of wanted while the whole X-Men series was going on. I mean, we all loved the first movie. X2 was, classic. And then, it kind of, went downhill from there. I want to see, some of the glimpses of how the Wolverine movies went. Like, I think, because I really do think The Wolverine was a pretty solid movie.
I don't.
Yeah, you don't. But I like some of the parts of that movie, and I think take the raw action that we kind of got started with in Deadpool. Take some of the the X-Men team up type atmosphere and smash it all together. Josh Brolin, Ryan Reynolds,
Whoever else,
Zazie Beetz or whatever.
Yeah, maybe she'll probably be in it too.
Yeah, but I just really want to see a solid Fox team come together in this flick, and I want to really see some offbeat
some nude boobs.
I want to see. I want to see like the humor that that Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool has. Like, I want to see more of like adult humor. You know what I mean? Like, that's the humor that we've been getting in the MCU. We've talked about this numerous times.
I wrote quite a lengthy piece about that up on the
you can check it out on the website
about too much humor in the MCU.
Yeah. And so I think for us, like, yes, the humor has been more gradual in the MCU, and it's been starting to, overtake.
Guardians too.
Yeah,
we're talking about you.
Yeah, and I think with Deadpool 2, expected to come out now, X-Force, I want to see some of that adult humor stuff that we can really like laugh and and understand and comprehend
like
and
dick
enjoy.
jokes?
Yeah, exactly. Because that's what's gonna happen. And so I'm looking forward to seeing that type of adult, humor, camaraderie, and all that stuff come tying in together, and just fucking gunshots, swords, all kinds of cool shit happening. And yeah, I think it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely looking forward to that one.
Yeah, we got some more people joining us in the chat room.
yeah,
K Long is in there.
Yeah, what up, Kat?
We got Jay Nichols in the room.
What are they saying? Anything good?
No, they're being silent. They're being little bitches. That's right. I
we'll
called
say
you guys
something.
out. Kevin likes turtles.
I like turtles.
Yeah, that's great, Kevin. You fucking artard. Yeah, who else is in here? Jay Nichols. Hey, what's going on, man? Jay Nichols, if you guys remember some of remember the big birthday bashes we used to throw down there in Xfinity?
Okay.
Yeah, he was the one that made those nights happen.
Okay.
He's now he's doing car sales down here in the Jersey, Delaware area. So if you need a vehicle, you got to talk to Jay Nichols and he'll hook you up. Tell him the Cinescape sent you. And he just said bitches.com.
Bitches.com.
Yeah.
That's one of our affiliate sites.
That is one of our affiliates. We love all bitches.
Yeah, any kind of bitches.com.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to continue along with our movie segment here. Bill, would you like to read our next one?
Yeah, let me flip over here. So, hold on. Mike Myers is returning to the big screen in live action form for the first time in 8 years, as he has joined the cast of Bohemian Rhapsody alongside Mr. Robot star Rami Malek.
Yeah, baby, yeah! Yeah, this is going to be good. I posted a picture of Rami Malek. He is portraying Freddie Mercury in the film. He looks really good with the way that they have him costumed, and he's got the little porn stash there going on. There's no word on who Mike Myers will be playing in this film, what kind of character, whether he's a band member of Queen or not, maybe like a roadie or something like that. But I believe the last time that we saw him in live action was Inglourious Bastards in 2009.
What was he in that?
He's some kind of officer.
Are you sure?
Yep. Yeah, I'm sure. I know everything about movies.
Oh yeah, right. That's why you do the show.
Yeah. So other than voicing Shrek, we haven't seen him, his actual face on screen in a very long time. So it'll be good to see him getting back into the swing of things. A little Wayne's World connection there with
Wayne. Stop.
Yeah, them singing Bohemian Rhapsody in the car. Yeah. But yeah, definitely good news. Yeah, I'm sure some of Mike Myers' films that he did towards the end there, really took him out of wanting to actually act. What was that one? The Love Guru. That movie was a piece of shit.
Stunk.
So I these actors, they take things personal. They put themselves out there, and you get bad feedback. And
not seeing Inglourious Bastards.
He was in it. I'm telling you. Maybe he was uncredited, but he's in that movie.
But then
Google me.
It would have it under here uncredited.
Nah. Well, as Bill tries to, disprove me, I'll find it for you. I'll send it to
you find it.
According to screenwriter David Koepp, Shia LaBeouf will not reprise his role of Mutt Williams in the next Indiana Jones film, which is slated for a 2020 release. Koepp broke the news to Entertainment Weekly, saying, "Harrison plays Indiana Jones, that I can certainly say, and the Shia LaBeouf character is not in the film."
Do it!
Yes.
Just do it!
Bill, are you
Shia LaBeouf.
excited to not have to see Shia LaBeouf in Indiana Jones?
I'm not even excited for Indiana Jones. So I mean, it's like, like Shia, no Shia, Shiloh. I don't really care. I'm really kind of, dumb with, getting to these points with reboots and, all this shit. We got another Indiana Jones. Like, is Harrison Ford going to be in it? Probably not.
Yeah, they just said he is.
Is he? Why?
Were you not listening?
No, I really wasn't. I was trying to disprove you with
well, good luck
Rami
with that,
Malek.
pal.
Yeah, he not in the movie.
I'm telling you, he is.
Are you confusing him with what's his name? BJ.
BJ. No.
Yeah, I think you are.
No.
I'm gonna read the next one while you're looking at
go
it.
ahead.
So
you're wrong.
Keanu Reeves will be returned.
Inglourious
Where?
Bastards. Mike Myers seen YouTube right here.
Oh, you're talking about Mike Myers. I thought you were talking about Rami Malek.
No. The whole story was centered around Mike Myers.
This confusion brought to you by Rolling Rock.
Yeah, baby, yeah. No, Rami Malek was not an Inglourious Bastard.
Right, I know. Mike Myers is basically, you know, what character is he? He does one of like his characters, like, oh, hello, yeah, okay, wow.
You son of a bitch.
Read the next one.
Keanu Reeves will be returning to reprise his role of badass John Wick in a third installment into the franchise, which is set for May 17th, 2019.
I didn't see the second one yet.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, how was it?
It's pretty good. You know, really just continues right in line with typical John Wick action at this point. But what it does is it really starts to dive into the like that world that John Wick is involved in. So
with the hotel and all.
Yeah. So I mean,
the Continental Hotel.
Right. So I mean, the first movie, you got a taste of that. You know, you get to see John Wick come back to what he does and stuff like that, and it plays out pretty.
Did his new dog get killed in the second movie?
You're gonna have to watch.
Oh boy. Okay. But it was good though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, check it out. Like I said, it really dives more into that that underworld that John Wick belongs to, and so that's the beauty part of this franchise, is that it's really not anything too crazy, but the fact that they're able to expand this and really dive into it makes it great. Wow.
Wow.
All right, and finally, our last story comes from the new Halloween reboot, as Blumhouse announced that Jamie Lee Curtis will be reprising her role of Laurie Strode in the upcoming reboot that is being written by David Gordon Green and Danny McBride. The film also was given an official release date of October 19th, 2018. Bill, Jamie Lee Curtis coming back, Halloween, go.
I love this move. Big fan of Halloween. We know we got Danny McBride coming back on board for this project, writing with what's his name?
David Gordon Green.
They
did Eastbound together.
Yeah, and you know what? Blumhouse Pictures has been scorching with the horror movies that they've been putting out. We talked about this before. They are, low budget, big production now.
Yeah.
They are able to crank out these movies and really do a fantastic job with them. And so I think all around right now, this movie, it feels like how it just did, as far as the reception that did. Nobody knew how it was gonna really translate onto the big screen after
we're gonna talk about it in just a couple minutes.
Yeah, after almost 30 years now. So I think New Halloween has the makings for a very strong comeback.
Yeah, I dug the first Rob Zombie one. The second one, completely fell apart in what he tried to do with that one. But I was actually just reading an article today of how they can bring Jamie Lee Curtis's character back into the universe. So John Carpenter only directed the first two, and after that, we had Season of the Witch that didn't have Michael Myers in it whatsoever, and then they gave him the Mark of the Thorn or whatever, like supernatural bullshit. Then he had like Resurrection and H2O after that.
Yeah.
So the last time we had actually talked about this movie, Danny McBride had said that they're pretty much gonna pick the story up after the original Halloween 2 and continue it from there. So it's kind of gonna take everything that came after it like out of canon, if you want to call it. So putting her right back into the same exact role that she had played just 30 years or however many years it's been since the second one came out, I think is going to be a really smart move, and especially for a franchise that's been rebooted semi-recently and kind of left a bad taste in fans' mouth, this is an excellent way to get people, really energized and excited for another take on it.
Right. Absolutely.
So, yeah, we're definitely going to be looking forward to that one, and we'll see any casting news that subsequently comes out after that. But if you're a fan of the franchise and Jamie Lee Curtis, you definitely have to be excited about this one.
Yeah. Before we move on, there was a little article that came out a couple days ago, and want to hear your take on this. But so Quentin Tarantino was interviewed recently, and basically he was asked, what he would be more inclined to do, Star Wars or Star Trek, and he actually said, that he would be more inclined to doing a Star Trek kind of thing rather than Star Wars. He says he hasn't considered it, but I'm gonna. He said, I'm sorry, I jumbled it up here. I haven't considered it like I'm going to do it, but I did a web spin a little bit about the idea, and his line of thought was, that the original series had so many, great episodes to them, and he felt like that with J.J. Abrams' Star Trek, that he really J.J. pigeonholed the franchise going forward because he made it so that way, you had to involve all those main cast members. You know what I mean? Like, you couldn't really explore too many things because everybody had to be together or something. You know what I mean? And that when you watch the newer movies, you're like, shit, he's right. Like, they
all rely on each other.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And so, the way that he envisioned it was saying that he wanted to repurpose some of the old episodes and basically, draw them out into like a 90-minute movie. Take some of these episodes that were, only 40 minutes in length, draw them out to like an hour and a half, movie. And then
he wants to do a movie version of the episodes themselves.
Yeah, so basically take, some of those stories and, obviously, some of these episodes you might be able to, blend, a little bit more. But obviously all the Star Trek episodes were, back then were just one-offs. But basically taking, those storylines and just drawing them out a little bit more and, maybe adding a little bit, context and layers to them. And I thought, that's a really great idea because a lot of those old episodes were, were fun to watch and, weren't so, typical like what we'll probably get like with Star Trek Discovery, where it's like, oh, here's the Klingons and we're gonna have conflict and all this stuff. There was some pretty cool episodes back in the day where, Scotty accidentally triggered a wormhole and boom, we're in the past and. Kirk's hooking up with some chick, but he's got to let her down because, he's, from the future. So,
I mean, it sounds semi-interesting. I don't know how much free reign he'd have to be himself doing this kind of a thing.
But the one thing that he said was that, let me see if I can
they're not going to let him have it be like a Tarantino-type project, with action and violence and sex and
that's what he said.
Well, it'll never happen.
That's what he said. He wants is that some people would actually get killed though. You know what I mean? And that's where Discovery now is going to start to change some things as far as the the ethos of Star Trek because there's going to be some light cursing in the new show. Yeah, watch it. Potty mouth in the future. Captain Potty Mouth.
See, they're not showing critics advanced screeners of the show, so they probably don't have a lot of confidence in it. No. We've talked about Star Trek plenty of times.
Oh yeah.
So everybody knows that I'm not the biggest Trekkie out there. So
it's fine.
This really has my warp factor way down. Oh man.
Did you watch the Orville yet?
Nah, I was gonna, but I didn't. I still want to check it out.
I heard it's pretty solid all around now.
Yeah, I heard it got pretty good ratings.
Yeah, talked to Pat. He said, check it out. It's, something worth watching. So, we're getting some buzz. We'll have to check it out and follow up on the next show, though.
All right. Well, let's talk about it, Bill. You did not come to see it with us.
No.
But I was there, and I was terrified.
Right, you don't like clowns.
No, I do not
so our audience knows you don't like clowns.
I did review the movie. It's up on the Cinescape.com right now that you can go check out and see my thoughts on it. But what?
So you're not a juggalo.
We've talked about juggalos.
I know.
There's jerk offs. There's juggalos and their accompanying juggahos.
I will never understand that whole fear of clowns. I'm so in love with clowns.
Colorophobia, man.
It's so weird.
So, despite my phobia of said clowns,
right.
I absolutely loved the movie. I thought it was really, really well done. I actually picked up the book last weekend and I've started reading it. Like 250 pages into the Bible-sized tome that the thing is. Yeah, I'm gonna turn it over to you, Bill, so you can kind of interview me about it, if you'd like.
So, we got this movie. It's called It. The premise of the movie, because you're gonna have to jog me a little bit here, because I don't really recall too much from the original, but basically it's about a group of kids, who. I guess one of their buddies goes
one
missing.
Kid's younger brother,
right? Goes missing and stuff like that. And Georgie, and they, I guess they're looking for him and stuff like that. And then they run into Pennywise, correct? The Pennywise character.
They're all having their own singular
dreams
experiences with it,
and
and also the film does a good job of not only having the clown as the central antagonist of the film, but they're all facing their own extrinsic problems. The girl, the group Beverly, her dad is very abusive, and she has to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
So all the characters have their own arcs and their fears, which Pennywise plays upon. When he's appearing before them and turning into different objects and creatures and things like that.
It is rated R, right?
It is.
Do they take advantage of the rated R? Or?
Oh yeah, I mean it's really fun with the language that the kids use, because they're all like 11, 12 years old. The one kid is actually from Stranger Things. His name's Finn Wolfhard. So it really does have that Stranger Things kind of a vibe, where the cast all really like gels well together, and they have really great chemistry. And just listening to them in general conversation. Whoa, something going on outside.
We're trying to do a show, goddammit.
Come on, let that thing burn. Their banter back and forth, and they're just talking shit to each other. But
they don't pull punches because of that's my biggest thing with horror movies nowadays. Is a lot of times you get a PG-13 horror movie and you're like, how could you do that? Or you see a rated R horror movie and they still pull punches, and it's like, no, show the grittiness, look, in today's world there's a lot of effed up stuff, show it in these movies. It was one of the reasons why I liked the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street.
That sucked.
No, it did. No, it did. In a way it did suck, but in a way it showed Freddy as what he was.
Child molester.
Exactly. But in the iterations in the 80s, they kind of skated past that. You see what I'm saying? Like, it might have sucked, but they kind of they went towards that part that they were trying to push aside. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I definitely understand what you're saying, and there was that kind of a flair to this movie with the girl Bev's dad, and then the shop owner, the pharmacy owner, like he has a little bit of a creepy pedophile vibe to him like that too. So like a lot of the themes that they played on were very dark, but they did a really nice job of mixing in the banter that I was talking about in between scenes of extremely high tension and fright, to kind of level you off a bit.
And it creates that roller coaster of a horror, and that's what you want.
Did. Like it kept me personally, on the edge of my seat the whole time.
Seat of your pants?
Yes, I was going to sit in my pants.
Seat of my
I was
cock.
sitting on it the whole time. But
Sitting on my cock the whole time. It hurts.
I think I even wrote in my review, like, by the time the movie was over and I got up and stood up from sitting down, like, my knees hurt because I was so tense the entire time. Like, my joints hurt. And my heart was racing the whole time, and I'm actually getting a lot of that same kind of feeling just reading the book. Like, I'll get into different parts, and I can feel my heart starting to move a little bit quicker.
I can feel you breathing.
Makes you feel alive.
It does, and that's one of the best parts about horror movies in general. It gets that adrenaline going.
Is it horror or horror?
Horror.
Horror.
WHO. Horror.
Bath is back in the room.
Shit.
Great. Yeah, shit. Fucking cocksucker. Hey, Bath. He's not doing
Nothing?
dick. He's
Yeah,
just,
fuck him.
probably sitting there jacking off to us.
Wow.
Well, what? That's what I heard on Reddit.
That's our discussion about it.
Yeah, let's continue with it. What else you got for me?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe if you would have came.
Yeah. Oh, I came twice since I've been here.
Oh!
But did you see it, Mike?
I did not see it. I want to see it.
Right.
Sadly, again.
Maybe we should go see it tonight.
Amanda, she's out of town, so that's good. She's deathly afraid of clowns. Like, the trailer comes on, and right away she has to leave the room.
She's like, ah!
Yeah, it freaks her out.
Clowns!
There was one part in the movie where I yelled out loud in sheer horror.
Horror?
Yeah, horror.
Horror.
I yelled like, "Oh God!" Like audibly loud. Like I have never had that kind of like a visceral, guttural reaction. To
what movie that you've seen in the past could you kind of relate to giving you almost that feeling? Like what?
It would have to be the original Nightmare on Elm Street from being a kid.
Oh, you're going way back to when you were a kid. Like,
I mean,
so as an adult, this is that feeling of a kid being scared.
I still to this day, like I'll have a Freddy Krueger nightmare here and there. That it's definitely stuck with me since I've been.
Oh, me too. Same here, dude. Same here.
But I've never had that kind of a reaction before, and it was really something else. But if you guys haven't seen it, I mean, we're not
Somebody
spoiling.
calling in?
I'm sorry, somebody's calling in on the phone line.
Well, I put the number up.
Pick them up.
All right, you want me to pick
Hold
them
on,
up?
man.
We're going for a cold call. All right,
call.
there you go.
Hello.
Hello, you're on the air with the Cinescape. Who's this?
Oh, wait. There we go. I had to patch him over. Are you there?
Patched him. You're on the air with the Cinescape. Who's this?
It's Batha, of course.
Batha from Lethal Dose every Wednesday night here on Toxic Radio.
Hey, yo, shameless plug.
What's up, buddy?
So you guys are talking about it, right?
We are.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when we mean it, we mean pussy. So
something you don't know.
Well, man, do I have a story for you?
So how was it, Nick?
Oh, God. It made me moist.
Alrighty then.
The movie alone itself, the soundtrack was flawless. I mean, 3 New Kids on the Block songs, I think I'm okay with this. Plus Bust a Move. Why not? But overall, I think it was far better than the original, in my personal opinion.
Really?
But,
yeah, I mean, the original, it's not a feature-length film, so you really can't put it in the same category, you know what I mean?
I mean, compared to the storytelling of the original one, compared to the book, this one follows it a lot more closely.
It does. Like, I'm definitely seeing a lot of the same things coming up on the pages of the book as I'm reading them, which is a lot of fun. There's definitely some differences so far that I've found, but yeah, they did do a really good job of keeping true to the book for the most part so far.
I was just upset that they didn't bring back Tim Curry to play it.
Well, have you seen Tim Curry recently?
Like he's like a turned.
He's in like a wheelchair. Like,
so why are you against people in wheelchairs?
I'm
so
not against them in wheelchairs.
Oh, Billy. Pennywise the Rolling Clown.
See?
More Pennywise, more like
And
penny
that whole
wheels.
dancing scene at the end is just him spinning in circles.
We all roll down here.
And you'll roll too.
So, Baffa, did you have the same guttural kind of scare from seeing it?
Guttural.
Well, being a horror movie kind of guy for my entire life, horror movies don't really scare me unless it's like a really, really good horror movie. And it's not like I didn't know what was going to happen in the movie. It's not like I didn't know what was going to happen in the movie. But it did have me on the edge of my seat the entire time.
Okay.
Just because I didn't know what they were going to do with each one of these scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So
like,
you
still have that nostalgia feel, like when you heard all the old quotes. Like when Pennywise first said "beep beep Richie" towards the end, I lost my shit and I was like, "Ha!" Like, it was such a good nostalgia kick, and like there was a ton of Easter eggs throughout all of Stephen King novels, all of his movies, even the old It. They had the costume in the house
On one of the clown dolls in that room.
Yeah, and I thought that was awesome.
Did they?
Yeah, I saw that.
Spoiler
Did you guys stay for the after credit scene?
No, I did not. I didn't know
There
that.
was apparently a post credit scene that explains.
The only thing that they showed was
Iron Man came out.
No, that's what I heard.
It Chapter 2 is coming. That's the only thing.
Nick Fury pulls Pennywise out of the well.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about the
Stephen King event.
The Mist Initiative.
King Avengers.
I want to talk to you about the.
Harry joining up with Pennywise.
I want to talk to you about the Christine Initiative.
Well, Baffa is a
Who
huge.
was driving the car?
Yeah,
Baffa is a huge horror guy. He watches horror movies all the time. He goes to the Monster Mania Con every time it's around. So I'm curious. Oh, there you go, Baffa. Did it earn your respect as a horror movie?
Without a doubt.
RESPCT. I know what it means
I was about
to me.
That misspelling of respect is brought to you by Rolly Rock.
RESPCT. Make that. Man, that Maybelline.
All right, this isn't Wednesday night karaoke.
So did it earn your respect, Baffa?
Without a doubt.
Did it earn your respect,
Probably
Baffa?
one of the best Stephen King movies I've ever seen.
Wow.
Listen, Mr. Baffa, this is the President Donald Trump, okay? Listen, it might be a good movie, but it's not a great movie, okay? What I want you to do is tell me what are the greatest of great movies you've ever seen. Horror movies, I want to know. Tell me.
The greatest horror movie I've ever
Yes,
seen?
tell me what
movie.
Tell me what the greatest horror movie is.
Ooh, that's hard.
It's hard,
Are we
like
going
my
on
throbber
scare
right
factor
now.
Of me personally, or the greatest horror movie of all time?
Just
based
put
on-
yourself in the shoes that I'm asking you to fill, and pick the best horror movie that you can. Okay?
All right, fine. I'm going to give you my personal, like, just for the scare factor because I'm petrified of these things.
Yes, your personal favorite horror movie. Okay, not one that you've
Jesus Christ.
not one that you've conducted via a Facebook poll on your little Lethal Dose page. Okay,
My little lethal dose.
your little
Ooh.
Ooh. Shots fired.
Oh my God.
How's your once every 2 weeks show? Oh.
Listen.
Number one on
Yeah.
Toxic Radio.
Oh, all right, fair enough. I guess I'll go fuck myself.
Listen, enough about number ones. I'm gonna go take a number two, but before I do, I need your personal top favorite horror movie.
Movie. I honestly can't choose. Like, based on nostalgia factor, I'm just gonna go with Friday the 13th Part 2.
Listen, that's honestly that's a strong. That's bold. That's bold, Baffa.
Durka.
That's bold Baffa here.
Bold Baffa. His new name. That's his rap name.
Sounds like
Yeah,
the worst
it's
year
bold Baffa. Ooh, he's up top on the rafters right now. It's bold
I got a bad feeling about this.
All right, Nick, thank you for calling in and talking with us for
Not
a
a
little
problem.
bit. Maybe we'll
Yeah, not a problem, guys.
we'll see you at Soul Luna soon.
Soon.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
All
right.
Cut him off.
Nick Baffa from the Lethal Dose for calling in. That will conclude our flipping the script segment.
That's all we got for flipping the script.
That's what it's called. But I do have a couple of strange stories. We didn't really get into them last week, but
I'm gonna start this one off. Then.
All right.
So, doing his best George Costanza impersonation, a man named Paul Newman was sentenced to 2 1/3 to 7 years in prison for posing as an architect in New York in what has been dubbed as Operation Vandalay Industries by New York's Attorney General. Newman had been rendering fraudulent architectural services since 2010.
Yellow.
Vandalay
Industries.
So here you have a guy. Down a little bit.
I got it.
Here you have a guy that was going around New York posing as an architect.
I'm an architect.
And apparently, this caught, some traction that the DA's office was like, we're going to set up a sting and we're going to call it Vandalay Industries. I just love that the DA had enough Seinfeld knowledge to basically spin this whole matter into a Seinfeld episode.
Yeah, it's great. You gotta love this sense of humor there from that guy.
Absolutely. So
definitely hilarious.
Next,
during the Toronto International Film Festival, a guy who we talked about earlier, Jim Carrey, recalled turning down director Spike Jonze for Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. I've been wanting to do something with Spike forever. I was stupid enough to turn him down to direct Ace 2 because I had no idea who he was. And he came in and pitched all kinds of shit, and he was about to take over the world, and I didn't know it. I was like, I don't know, this guy's new, and I've been kicking myself ever since. Bill, read our last one.
Another interview out of TIFF comes from Liam Neeson, who revealed that he will be retiring from doing action movies after the 2 he currently has in the can. Neeson stated, "They're still throwing serious money at me to do that stuff. I'm like, guys, I'm 65. Audiences are eventually going to go, come on. Yeah, come on, man. What are you fucking doing? I haven't watched any of your movies since the first Taken."
Nah. I wish he was retiring from acting altogether. I can't
I know, you
fucking stand Liam Neeson.
Yeah, so I want to just recap real quick. Your most disliked actors or actresses. I mean, mine. We know what number 1 is, right?
Ron Perlman.
Ron fucking Perlman. Do you know my number 2?
Is it the guy who plays Daryl in Walking Dead?
Yeah, fucking Norman Reedus. Okay, can't stand that.
I thought it was the one who plays my brother Daryl. His brother Daryl.
Can't stand that dingy fucking scumbag.
Wow.
Yeah, go take a shower, dude.
He's gonna be your next guest on your next episode, by the way.
Good.
He's
Great.
coming in studio.
I'm glad to have him on. But go take a shower first.
Oh my.
Yeah. Oh my.
So some of my most hated actors and actresses, I don't know. I mean, I definitely hate Liam Neeson for sure.
Why?
I just don't find him believable in any role that he plays. Like, he's so stiff that it just feels like he's reading off cue cards
That's the reason I hate Tara Reid.
Well, that's fine.
You don't like Tara Reid?
She's got weird shaped boobies.
Hate her.
I haven't seen them. Are they odd?
Oh, you never saw when she had a nip slip or something? It was like
Yeah, all jacked up.
It looked like a piece of pepperoni that got like a bite taken out of it and slapped on her fucking boob.
No. Wow.
Bad plastic surgery job.
Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't know she got a boob job. I mean, I know that that she got a lot of lipo and shit done, and like she got that.
No, that wasn't lipo. That was cocaine.
Oh. Wow.
Oh, durka.
Here's what I think we should do for next show. I think we should compile a list of our most hated actors and actresses and go over them and compare them against others. I think
like an all-time list.
Yeah, because I don't have that kind of
capacity
callback knowledge right on the top of my head right now. I need some time to really think about it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's going to do it for us today. Before we get going, we want to thank our special guest, Kristian Harloff from Collider and Schmoedown, for giving us a call at the top of the show today.
Right.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed that interview. Make sure that you are checking us out not only here on our live show on Facebook Live, but you are downloading the podcast form on iTunes, checking out the video on YouTube, and that you are subscribed to us on all of our social media like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We have links to all of our sites on our show description at the end of this episode.
And don't forget Alternate Dimension Toys out in Newtown, Pennsylvania for all your Funko Pop needs. Pop!
Yeah, I got to stop going in there because
What'd you buy? What'd you buy?
I haven't
recently?
been in there in a while. The last thing I bought was that 6-inch Snoke.
6-incher.
Yeah, and he's
Snoker.
He's blue.
Wow, big old blue Snoker.
Yeah, that is gonna do it for us.
Yeah.
We will see you guys again in 2 weeks. For Mike Francolino, for Bill Tozzi, for myself, Sean Harrigan. Thank you for listening. We will see you guys again.
Seacrest out.
2 weeks.